Hi guys, this is John from Meatgistics University, and this is Meat Processing Equipment 202, maintenance for your meat grinder. If you want to make snack sticks, salamis, bolognese, or really any type of sausage, you're going to need one of these. Here are a few quick and easy tips that you can follow to keep your grinder running in perfect condition. First, you're going to want to lubricate your plates and knives with white oil before you turn it on each time. Now, if you don't do this, you're going to cause friction that's going to heat up your plate and knife, and it's going to end up with a mushy product. For a more complete list of tips for your plates and knives, check out the post that I'm going to put in the description here. It was on Meatgistics. Now also, you should marry a plate with a knife. That means if you have two plates, you need two knives. They should only be used together. If you don't do that, they're going to wear unevenly, and you're actually going to end up replacing them more often. Now another thing is, you don't want to use a wrench like this when locking your head on your grinder. You're going to want to use this to loosen it only. You don't want to go ahead and tighten it down with this. If you have it too tight, you're going to create a problem with your plate and knife being pressed up against each other too closely, and they're actually going to end up wearing your knife a lot quicker and possibly giving you some shavings of metal in your food. So definitely don't do that. Another thing you want to do is check your auger stud and replace it with necessary. So this is the stud. It sits inside the auger, and this is what the plate and knife are going to rest on. A worn down stud is going to allow everything to start bouncing around, moving up and down, and eventually it's going to ruin your auger, which is a lot more expensive to replace than just this stud. Now, if you're using a grinder to stuff sausage, you want to make sure that you're using something like a star stuffing adapter. This goes in here in place of your plate and knife, and what it does is it prevents this auger from running on the bottom of the throat. If you don't use something like this, it's going to ruin your auger and potentially ruin your throat. And that's a pretty expensive fix. These are very, very inexpensive, and if you're using it as a stuffer, it's a great way to extend the life of your grinder. Now, you're going to want to check your manufacturer's operating time and abide by them. Some of the grinders like this one aren't designed to be running for 20 minutes at a time. The motors just aren't powerful enough, and some of them have plastic gears. If you have to do 4 or 5 minute stretches, that's a lot better than ending up with a blown motor. Grinders like the Weston Pro and Butcher series can go for longer periods of time because they have very powerful motors and they don't have plastic gears. Now, another thing you're going to want to check the manufacturer's operating manual for is cleaning instructions. Not all grinders are made the exact same way, so some of them require different parts to be cleaned than others. Some have parts that are dishwasher safe and some don't. My suggestion is to hand wash everything. We like using Nutrasol General Cleaner, but you can also use Dawn or other dish soaps on most parts. Again, check your manual for that. Now, if you miss something and some meat residue makes its way down deep into the throat behind this auger, you're going to be in for a pretty nasty surprise the next time you go to try and grind something. So just make sure everything's perfectly cleaned, and then when you're done with it, spray it down with some sort of sanitizer. We like this Maxim. It works really well. It just needs to be on there for 60 seconds, and then after you do that, you just wipe it off and you're all good. Anything on there will be killed. Now, getting a grinder head cleaning brush can make cleaning the throat of your grinder a lot easier. It can be hard to get anything down these throats, and it's got grooves in there that really can trap some meat. On a 22, 32, or larger, these 30-inch grinder head brushes will save you a lot of time and effort. And if your grinder has a reverse function and you have a jam, you can run the reverse for just a second or two and see if that clears it. If it doesn't, you're going to need to turn off your grinder. You should unplug it and then break it down and clean the throat, plate, knife, and auger. So you really got to hope that that reverse function's working for you. Now, before you turn on your grinder, make sure you check down the throat to see if anything's down there. Make sure plate or knife aren't down there. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but I wouldn't be telling you guys to look for it if it hadn't happened. Another important thing is check the size of your stomper. If your grinder comes with a safety plate like this, it is partly to prevent you from putting your fingers down there, but more than anything else, this will go all the way down and hit up against your grinder if you don't use that. So what that's going to do is it's going to damage your auger, and it could chip off little pieces of that, and it goes down and you got plastic in your food. So you want to make sure you're not doing that. So you follow these easy steps and you should get years out of one of the most important pieces in your equipment for processing anything. Grinders should be powerhouses. You can break down large cuts of meat with them. You can use them as a stuffers, and you just take care of it, it'll last you for a long time. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and visit waltonsinc.com and meatgistics.com to find everything but the meat. Thanks for watching. I'm John with Meatgistics University, and I'll see you guys next time. Subscribe to Walton's YouTube channel to watch more amazing videos, or shop at waltonsinc.com to find everything but the meat. Check out our latest sales and giveaway video here, or watch another hand-picked video by clicking here.